Hello, Miss Durden's parents. I just wanted to go over what our day looked like in Miss Durden's kindergarten class. So here's our welcome to Miss Durden's kindergarten classroom screen. I'm just going to scroll down, and the first part just kind of is a layout of our schedule. And it's a little different than the one I sent home because I think I may have accidentally printed out something different. But we do have our morning routine, which we'll go over. Then we have a morning meeting. Then we have foundations, snack and recess, reading rotations, lunch, specials, writing, math, read out loud, and at the end of the day is dismissal. So I'm just going to go through what our day kind of looks like. So our morning routine, students hang up their book bags and they take their agenda to our agenda box. And if it's Tuesday, they also take their red folders to the agenda box. And then they clip into green so we know they're here. They know to complete their morning work at their seats and to file it, which means put it in their little mailboxes when they're finished. And then around 7:40, the morning announcements come on. And after the morning announcements, we just kind of meet and talk a little bit. And then we start our what we call literacy, but also foundations time. So during this time, we use this stuffed animal called Echo the Owl. And there is Baby Echo and Mama Echo, and both look for the students that are echoing what I do. So this is how we learned letter names and sounds. We talk about a certain letter, and we talk about what it looks like and the sound that it makes. And eventually we start blending two different letter sounds together, and you'll see them tapping their little fingers when they start doing that. It's precious. And then eventually we also get into story elements. But while we are learning letters, we also do writing letters and sentences. So I do expose them to sentences that I write and we talk about them, but eventually they will be writing their own sentences as well. Story elements is when we talk about, the problem setting, solution, characters. So we talk about that when we read stories. Then we have snack time, which we have it outside right before recess. And just a reminder to send in a snack daily, or you're welcome to send a whole bag full of snacks. We can save it in their cubby. Don't send anything that's super messy because sometimes they just get all over themselves. But here's some ideas for you to do. Just make sure you send them a snack and remind them not to share with each other. At recess, obviously it's safer to wear tennis shoes, but they can wear whatever they want. And just, it'd be helpful if you remind them to come when I blow my whistle. I do not like to leave students outside on accident. That's not fun for them. That's not fun for me. It's scary. So just remind them, and if I blow my whistle, come find me, which they've done a great job with so far. And we are at 7 different areas this year because of COVID. We're just trying to have as much distant time as possible. So we do have those different 7 areas. So we are at one area once a week, and this is when they take their playground equipment if there aren't any slides or anything around, and they can all play with them. And thank you for sending all those things, parents, all the playground equipment. When we come in from recess, we do reading rotations. The students go to 4 different stations, and each station is about 20 minutes long. And once I get done testing them, I kind of group them into groups where I think their levels are at. And we do what's called guided reading. I, gradually get into reading with each group and at their level. One of the stations also is a computer station that has a program I read. And they're all just little small groups is what we call them, and they do a lot of reading and writing in all those stations. And some book examples, they're actually really skinny small books with very minimal words, and gradually they get into more harder sentences and words. But that's just kind of what they look like. They're very small, not too much, and we gradually talk about what it looks like to read. Lunchtime, I think I have the wrong time right there. It is actually at 10:49, and we're done at 11:19. So sorry about that. But we do eat in our classroom, and we eat at our tables, and we clean tables and sanitize or wash our hands right before we eat and after we eat. And they know that. We have it as a routine, and they know this, and they're great at it. Please remind your students, and I remind them too, that we do not share food, not only for allergies, but for germs. So it'd be a great reminder. And then we have specials. So we have different specials, and that's why I send out a schedule for that. First we have art, then PE, then media, which is the library. Reading and writing is they have a computer in front of them, and then do a lot of writing and computer time at the same time, because they need to be exposed to all that technology. So they do learn a lot of that kind of stuff there. Then we have PE again, and then music. Just remind them to wear tennis shoes during PE. Writing. So what we start off with are drawing, and I model the drawing for them, and they kind of do their own, drawing, kind of copying me. And we slowly start to label pictures with this first sound they hear, like hair, ha ha, starts with the H. So we label an H for the hair, and feet starts with a F. So we label feet with an F. So you'll see their pictures that we draw with little letters all around them, because we are labeling. And gradually those will turn into words, and then we'll have sentences talking about our pictures. So we do a lot of phonics when it comes to that, because we talk about the sounds that we hear. And during writing time, we do also kind of get into social studies and science. That's the time when we do. So we might talk about, MLK, and write about that and draw about that. So after writing, we have math, and there will be 6 different modules that we will do throughout the whole year. So what we do first is a fluency practice, which is kind of going over some of what we did the day before. And then we apply some of the new stuff, and then we really kind of, see what they know. We do like a big lesson on the new thing, and then we do a little worksheet. And then they go home, and the worksheet that they have at home is the same, or not the same, but it is similar to the lesson we did that day. And if you ever wonder what lesson we're on, just email me and I can let you know. Behavior. We talk about being respectful, on task, always safe and responsible in class, and all of our students are great at that, so I'm really proud of them. But we do have this behavior chart that we go by. It's called the PBS plan. So it's this clip chart that we have in the classroom, and they all start on green. That's where they clip in to let me know they're here today for attendance, so they're ready to learn. And they can move up or down or up and down all day, depending on making good choices, hopefully not making bad choices. And they all start on green. So so that's how we kind of do our behavior like that. And then this is just something I wanted to show you guys, just in case you were wondering. We probably have a little bit more than this, but here are some things I thought of at the top of my head. This is how we're staying clean and safe in the classroom. So we sanitize and wash our hands every time we transition, which is a lot during the day. They all have hand sanitizer at their desk, and if we have to, we'll send them to actually go wash their hands, depending on how messy it got. And then we have frequent reminders to wear their masks, especially if we're walking out in the hall where it's crowded, or if we're sitting next to each other on the carpet. I do remind them to put their mask on. I don't force it, but I just remind them. And then we clean our tables a few times a day. So we wipe them down, and then we sanitize our hands, especially when they're about to eat, or if they're sitting at their seats and we're just about to do maybe like a craft or something. We would definitely make sure that we are cleaning. We also have frequent reminders to keep our bodies to ourselves so we do not get each other's germs. So I tell them, keep your hands to yourself when we're walking, keep your hands to yourself when we're sitting together, and stuff like that. So, and then they use their own supplies. They all have their own supplies in there, behind their chairs in their little pockets. So we also do that, and we try to keep distance between them as much as possible. So, if they're lining up together, we have them line up in certain squares where they're not super close to each other in line. So we do try to keep our distance as much as we can, as possible, as many things as we can in kindergarten. And we do not share food. We stress that out a lot. Here are some reminders. Agendas, please check them every day, and it's a great way to let us know if you're changing their transportation that day. If not, like, it's hard for me to see an email in the middle of the day, so you may want to call the front office if you change them in the middle of the day. Please leave the binder clips inside the agendas. That's just helpful for us to get to the page quickly. The monthly newsletter will come in the red folder once a month on Mondays. And just make sure you look over that because that'll let you know what's coming up. Red folders go home every Monday. Check over them and keep the papers that they've made at home, and anything that says send back, just send it back. Please check emails daily. We email frequently. We let you know if somebody has lice or if, hopefully no one has COVID soon in our classroom, but I would let you know. So check your emails daily. It could just be, like letting you know that there's an event coming up, but check them daily. I look forward to a fun and successful year with these sweet students, and I mean, they really are such a sweet little group of students, so I am so excited to have them. And if you need me or have any questions or concerns about this slide or anything else, just email me, and I'll be happy to talk to you. I hope you guys have a great day, and we're going to have a great school year. Bye.